This is a quick video with some tips about putting on and setting up your carry gear, especially if you use snap loops. So, when I put on my gear in the morning, I prefer to put on belt items first, then deal with pockets. And I put smallest items on first because any slack or room I have in my belt, I want to keep that there so I can get things in easily. And then the gun, which takes up the most space, is the last thing to go in. If I put the gun in first, it takes out a lot of the slack and tightens up my whole belt line and makes it harder to get the other things on. So for me, normally, spare mag, I like to carry just behind my hip. Then I'll put on my TDI knife, which has a snap loop. I put the snap loop between my belt and my pants, slide the knife into position, put the tab under the bottom of the stud, and roll up to close the snap. Then I take my holster. You can see I've got a training rod in here so the gun is clear. I slide that in all the way down, and then I take the soft loops one at a time, slide them behind the belt, and then I put the tab in and roll to the top to close. So I've got those attached now, and at this point, things like my tourniquet, my flashlight, my folding knife, and my keys go in my pockets. But having those things on and putting them in small to big makes it easier to get them into place, and it gives me room to get stuff in without having to fight with it too much. When I go to take things off, usually the reverse. I'll pop the snap loops and take the gun and the holster off together. I do not advocate taking the gun out of the holster. When you're de-gunning, de-holster too. Then this comes off, then this comes off, and I'm comfy.